Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very wonderful day and a very beautiful day indeed. Today, guys, on this episode, I'm still continuing about the Over Universe, which will be the last episode that I exactly told you about the from yesterday. So this is about the Over Universe. So for the past 15,000 years, the Over Universe has extensionally been and secretly under the control of a group of supervillains known as the Order of the Five that decides the fate of humanity and then wants to rule and conquer and control the sacred world and the sacred universe and humanity. In doing so, the over universe has been under their control and under their influence for the past 15,000 years, and it has also remained so for the many centuries, and also has remained so for many centuries, and also for years to come. Within that time, it's been quietly hindered through conflicts, been passed through conflicts and wars and sacred galactic wars and conflicts when the Shadow Empire warlords wage war with the inhabitants of the over universe and all the other planets and civilizations over the over universe who've been frequently trying to fight the resistance and the oppression and the suppression and the suppression of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders and also of the Order of the Five. The ambassador of the over universe exactly was a powerful alien hero. It was very quietly great. There were quietly two ambassadors of alien superheroes, a woman ambassador and also a man ambassador. Both quietly served as the leaders of the over universe, able to fight and able to resist the suppression over the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, and also of the Order of the Five. They were able to exactly fight back as much as they can, and they were able to resist the enemy's rule and also conquest of the universe. Excuse me, and also the conquest of the universe and also the conquest of the over universe have been doing so for the past few 15,000 years. Within that time, monsters have been trying to conquer the over universe as well, able to exactly launch a full scale attack on the planets of the over universe. The inhabitants of the over universe use their unique powers and their abilities and their unique powers and their unique powers and their abilities in order to fight against the monsters, and by vanquishing them back into the other dimensions where they exactly rightfully belong. Some of them belong to the dark dimension, which is a very parallel dimension full of dark magic that is covered with dark magic and dark magic and dark energy and dark crystals that is able to exactly power up the monster's power as well as the atmosphere. By vanquishing and banishing these monsters to where they come from, the alien ambassador superhero uses his unique power and ability in order to restore balance to the over universe and to the other worlds and to the other planets within the over universe. By doing so, exactly, they were able to give the intergalactic coalition and the four nation hunters and supplying them with endless lifeless blue crystals as part of their deal and as part of their pact in order to supply each other and help each other and aid each other on their respective missions to liberate the known universe and the sacred universe from oppression and from being ruled and conquered from the forces of evil and from the forces of darkness as well as they can be. The intergalactic coalition was still able to help the over universe fight against the robotics who are able to tighten their grip over the over universe, and by doing so, the robotics launched their full scale attack and their battle cruisers across the atmosphere within the over universe, launching their battle cruisers and their warships across the stars in order to reclaim and reconquer the over universe. But they were able to be thwarted by the intervention of the intergalactic coalition. They were able to exactly fight them. The enormous sizes, the both sizes were quietly in two sizes suffered enormous amounts of casualties, as in they were unable to recover. As in, they were unable to recover. The robotics were decimated, as in completely decimated from both sizes. The AI queen was very quietly disappointed to see her creations fail in overtaking and reconquering the over universe as part of her plan to exactly tighten her grip and her suppression to the known universe and to the rest of the galaxy, as she became the most. That is quietly universe barking, by the way. So just to quietly know that, guys. And anyway, the AI queen was quietly disappointed at her creations, and as her miserably failed in reconquering and reclaiming the over universe, as you see her creations failed at the mission and also at the job at hand, at the task at hand provided by them as well. And she was quietly overtaken with anger and quietly with displacement, and she was not very quietly pleased and not very quietly happy with this at all, not exactly quietly happy with this at all. She made a vow to the Intergalactic Coalition and to the people, to the people over the over universe, that she would return and reclaim the over universe and reconquer it for her own plans and for her own sinister plans, and that she will exactly still reconquer it by any and all means necessary. Some of her battle cruisers and warships were able to hit through hyperdrive and were able to vanquish quickly and able to accelerate through hyperdrive. The others continued to stay on to fight and battle the enemies by distracting the others to retreat. The members of the over universe fought the robotics and able to exactly decimate them with the assistance and help from the Intergalactic Coalition and from the United Heroes, who are able to aid them in a mission to able to aid them in a mission to able to aid them in a mission to liberating the other universe and the other worlds of the other universe from the robotics control, and as well from Thrall. Few months have passed as the other universe has remained in peace for almost for millennia, as well as the monsters who are still trying as much as they can to reclaim the other universe in order to reconquer it for their own purposes and for their own sinister goals. The other universe people continue to fight against the monsters and assisting the Phoenician hunters in battling these monsters and banishing them back to the dark dimension and to the dark universe, as well to the dark dimension and to the dark universe, as well as where they exactly came from. Some of the other monsters were able to manifest themselves into reality as they were able to remain in the other universe, into the sacred world, into the sacred universe, to the golden universe, star universe, robotic universe, robotic universe, over universe, Mixel universe as well, able to remain in those universes, The monsters were able to tighten up their grip and their appearances to reality. The Foundation Hunters used their blades and their weapons and used their blades and their weapons and their comic blades and their weapons and daggers and swords into fighting the monsters with the help and the assistance from the people, from the inhabitants of the inhabitants of the people of the over universe, who exactly came to aid them in their assistance in saving humanity and mankind from such brutality of evil, which they were exactly able to do so. They were able to fight against the monsters. Some of them were able to disappear. Others of them were able to be disintegrated. Some of them were able to be decimated. The others of them were able to quickly be decimated shortly. Some of the other Phoenician hunters were quickly injured within a battle. So are the people of the over universe were able to be quickly injured within a battle, but they were able to quickly vanish and banish the monsters to the dark universe and also to the dark dimensions where they exactly belong. And the battle and the war quickly ended so quickly. The many injured were quietly injured and taken into the Crystal Hall chamber, where they'll be purposely healed by the alien ambassador, who quickly used his healing powers and his abilities in order to heal the Phoenician hunters, and some of them use their regenerative healing abilities in order to recover from the battle, and they were able to exactly do so, recover from the battle and recover from the war. The alien ambassador was quietly pleased in joining forces with the Phoenician hunters and was successfully very happy with his allegiances to them, but unaware that the Phoenician hunters were unaware that the alien ambassador secretly made a pact and a deal with the Order of the Five many centuries ago, and the pact is still intact as it is today. And unaware that the group of dark magic users known as the Dark Druids, Dark Witches, Dark Faithful, who are still working on the behalf of Dark Light, able to exactly remain his eyes and ears on over the over universe, able to exactly keep post and able to exactly keep posting and watching and looking and keep and monitoring the events over the war of the over universe for all these centuries and for all these years, and still exactly doing so. He told the Foundation hunters that their services will still be appreciated in the coming wars, and also into galactic wars, and also into the sacred galactic wars. And he told them that they will exactly assist them and aid them as well in battling another group of ancient secret society of supervillains, such as the Founders, the Sacred Circle, Lord Ra, Lord Shadowjack, the Order of the Six, the Galactic, the Order of the Eight, which is a different secret society, Lord Justin, Dark Witch Eve, Witch Caster, the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, the Dark Faithful, the Ice Children and the Ice Children and the Ice Druids and the Ice Clan, and the Ice Faithful and the Ice Witches and the Water Children and the Water Druids and the Water Witches and the Water Faithful, which was able to exactly keep them updated with all these threats that will keep exactly helping them and aiding them in their mission to liberating many worlds and many civilizations across the known universe and as well throughout the sacred universe and throughout the sacred world as part of the agreement, which was able to exactly to remain intact. A large number of battle cruisers flew across the galaxy, literally flying across the atmosphere, across the galaxy, meaning as a huge war was literally coming. The alien ambassador woman was able to meditate through the crystals, able to exactly see through her foresight vision, able to exactly use her foresight vision to see through an army of large battle cruisers which are approaching the atmosphere over universe's Milky Way. And she told her people to stop preparing for war and stop preparing for war and for a huge conflict that's about to exactly come. I'm aware that the new Lord of Magic and his new secret society are the one behind this large coming attack and this large and the one behind this large coming fleet of unknown battle cruisers and warships that are quietly headed here. The Shadow Empire warlords and commanders began launching their attack, so the people of the over universe using their battle cruisers and starships and warships able to exactly launch the attack. The attack from both sides lasted about a year and a year and a month, and it lasted for 2 years, and for 3 months it lasted for many years, and it still lasted even for many years. Both sides were quietly enormously decimated. The Shadow Empire warlords and commanders landed through the planets landed through the planet's atmosphere, able to exactly fight the inhabitants with their daggers and blades, able to purposely execute them. So was the alien ambassador superheroes able to use his magical abilities and energy powers to fight against the Empire warlords and commanders. By doing so, she was able to exactly fight against all of them and able to exactly fight against all of them using a special magical sword, a special magical crystal sword, and able to decimating some of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, which was able to successfully doing so. Some of the other Shadow Empire warlords commanders told the other battle cruisers to launch a huge weapon on charge of the battle cruisers to destroy the cities of the planets, in which it exactly did so. The alien ambassador was able to use her newfound magical ability to create a powerful, huge magical barrier to protect the cities from a huge, eviscerating battle cruiser weapon. And the battle cruiser weapon launched its huge iron canyon against the magical shield, and the alien ambassador was able to hold the shield, able to project the shield for so much time and for so much long. And as the other alien ambassador appeared, and also as the other people charging in, able to converge their powers and their magical abilities in order to protect the cities and the worlds and their planets from such a destructive weapon. And by sending the fire of the iron cannon straight back to the battle cruiser, which was able to create a huge massive explosion across the atmosphere of the stars of the other universe by decimating the rest of the other battle cruisers and the other warships across space. And by doing so, it did exactly take out some of the other Shadow Empire warlords and as well as the other commanders. Zendak, who is a warlord and a leader of the bounty hunter of the bounty hunter, was able to watch from the feed through his central headquarters, through his monitors, that the battle didn't exactly play out the way it was supposed to be, and was successfully happy as he told his intergalactic bounty hunter to start placing a bounty on one of the inhabitants in order to bring them here. And his other bounty hunter successfully sadistically agreed, and he went on and teleported himself, and he went on ahead to take one of the inhabitants. As he teleported within a battle radius, he was able to fight some of the inhabitants and able to exactly fight them. The alien superhero ambassador was able to use his newfound lightning abilities to create a crystal sword and able to warn off the intergalactic bounty hunter. They were able to fight for so much time, but the shadow bounty intergalactic bounty hunter was able to gain the upper hand with his teleportation powers and abilities, able to overpower the alien ambassador. I know that the species was also helping him to fighting him off, but he was able to take one of them and teleport them straight to Zendek's central headquarters, and appeared with one of them straight to Zendek's central headquarters. And Zendek was very quietly sadistically and quietly very happy, saying that his abilities could come very useful in his plans and useful in his plans in conquering vast swaths of the universe and all the unknown worlds within the sacred universe for his own plans into growing his armada and his fleet into conquering humanity with a large group of battle cruisers at his side. He would pose a huge, greatly enough armada to destroy and decimate the Universal Heroes as well as the Intergalactic Coalition and as well as the United Heroes. The alien ambassador was quietly disappointed and displeased that one of his people were taken captive by an unknown faction of the Shadow Empire warlords and was unable to exactly save them, as he couldn't exactly able to do. The other members and inhabitants of the over universe were able to recover quickly and able to generate themselves quickly, as the alien ambassador was able to speak through the monitors with the members of the Intergalactic Coalition and with the Four-Nation Council, stating that Zendek kidnapped one of his people and that they need to make a plan to strictly recover him and save him from the Shadow Empire's threat. But the other Four-Nation hunters and leaders stated that they can't exactly do anything else at the moment about the situation, as the alien ambassador told them that they are facing a huge, traumatic, a powerful threat is literally approaching the sacred world and the sacred universe, and apparently to launching a full-scale attack is literally coming. The Four-Nation Hunter Council told them that there's nothing else they can do, but in order to successfully prevent the attack and also to prevent Zendek's plan, in order for him to conquer mankind and saving the rest of humanity, but they'll do all they can in their power to save one of these people and to also to liberate them from the clutches of the Shadow Empire, which is what they were able to exactly successfully able to tell them. But he was very quietly displeased that he couldn't exactly do anything else at the moment. At the moment, he was able to exactly create a powerful crystal, creating a powerful battle crystal and using his magic and his energy, all his life energy, and into restoring life and balance back to his home planets and to the other worlds by performing a powerful magical ritual, in creating a huge powerful battle class battle crystal in order to recreate a powerful battle cruiser for himself in order to save his inhabitants, and which is exactly what he did. It took him months and months, but it exactly came to reality. Newborn, who is the member and the leader of the sacred team and also of the Universal Heroes, came in order to aid him in his mission to save one of his people, and he as well uses his hidden talents and his hidden abilities and his expertise to help him to quickly help him repair the battle cruiser and the ship that was quietly built in with a battle class crystal that was able to exactly migrate and merge the crystal with the ship, and was quickly able to get it done and also get it fixed in time, just in time in order for him to save one of his people from the Shadow Empire. And he went straight into war with Newborn, able to teleport through vast space and able to leave the over universe and quickly able to save his inhabitants. And he was able to quickly teleport within the central headquarters of the Shadow Empire, within Zendek's central headquarters, able to exactly fight off some of the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders and leaders of Zendek's fleet with Newborn's aid and his assistance, and was able to find out that Zendek forced one of his people to create a huge many dark crystals that were quietly under his control, to using them as a bomb and as well as a detonation, in creating huge destructive weapons and powerful technology that were able to destroy worlds and planets across the known universe and as well across the sacred universe as well. In stating that he is the most powerful warlord. And he will remain so by any and all means. And saying any other Shadow Empire warlords who dare challenge him would suffer his worth and suffer his wrath by all means necessary. And in which Newborn was very quietly displeased here that Newborn and the other alien ambassador decided to destroy the Dark Crystal in order to saving more worlds and more lives, and doing so with the aid of the inhabitant. They are able to exactly successfully destroy the Dark Crystal, and by destroying it, it destroyed the rest of the laboratory and the rest of the central headquarters of Zendek. Zendek was able to get away from the blast radius, and he was quietly, very quietly, very angry that his weapons have all been destroyed, and that all his efforts and all his work and all his hard work in creating a powerful weapon that could finally take control of this power vacuum would finally be at the Shadow Empire finally be at his mercy, and he will be the one seizing the throne for himself. But now all his efforts and all his work have been thwarted and have been thwarted. He decided that it's time that he comes up with a new plan in order to creating destructive weapons and new technology for himself and for his empire, in order for him to tighten his grip. As he was able to teleport away, quickly teleport away through hyperdrive as fast as soon as possible Newborn and the new alien ambassador were able to save one of the aliens ambassador's people, and they were quietly happy they were able to prevent a huge catastrophic event from taking place at the moment. Despite this, guys, the over universe is quickly far, far away from the sacred universe, Nixel universe, golden universe, star universe, literally far away from those universes, as in literally far is on the far fringes, of the known universe. It is a Milky Way of its own, which is completely far away and is relatively far, far away as it is completely, meaning in other ways, it's completely far away. It houses many, many worlds and many, many planets across the known universe and across the known galaxy, able to exactly house those worlds. Within those worlds are the worlds of the alien ambassadors' worlds, and also as well as these people. And it is still quietly, secretly under the control of the ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Five, that decides the fate of humanity and that wants to rule and conquer the sacred world and the sacred universe by any and all means necessary. The ambassador still made a deal with the Order of the Five, and he still kept his pact, and he still kept on supplying them with endless destructive technology as part of his still was Dark Light and the members of the Order of the Five, and the Order of the Five continue supplying him with more soldiers and with more soldiers and with more operative as per of the agreement. The Four Nation Hunters are unaware of this, so are the Alliance and so are the Universal Heroes, but they are willing to exactly uncover all the secrets and all the lies of the war, on all the lies of the sacred galactic war that's quietly brewing, and that's quietly still having that's quietly causing a huge effect on the rest of the known universe and the rest of the sacred world and on the rest of the sacred world and the rest of the sacred universe by any and all means necessary. The over universe is far, far away, meaning in other words on the fringes of the known universe, completely far, far away, guys, meaning relatively far, far away, literally far away from the solar system, completely versatilely far away, literally far away, deep in deep space. It's a Milky Way of its own. Within that Milky Way, there are worlds, planets, civilizations of its own that exactly remain there, and they've always remained there for many, many years, and for many, many centuries. For the past few 15,000 years, they've remained so like that, except for one planet that has been destroyed throughout the sacred war and throughout the galactic war against the Shadow Empire warlords, that has been destroyed and been decimated from the war itself. But that's exactly the full scope of the universe. The other universe is a beautiful universe with many, many planets, many, many worlds, and many, many civilizations with alien clans and alien empires that are quietly under the control and under the influence of the alien ambassador known as an alien superhero, and also another alien ambassador who's also an alien superhero of the older universe, who's quietly working together with the other alien ambassador to protect their people and also to protect their ideals and their goals and to respect the tradition and to respect the tradition and they have their traditions and cultures of their own in preserving life and restoring balance to the sacred world and to the sacred universe, and as well to the over universe by performing magical rituals, by using magical crystals to power up the intergalactic coalition's battle cruisers and warships when they prepare to war as part of their deal. They supply each other with technology as part of the deal, and they continue to do so, secretly supplying the Order of the Five and the Shadow Empire with endless technology as part of their rules and planning in order to prove to the sacred world, to the sacred universe, that the over universe is the most powerful, dominant universe in the entire known universe. That is what the alien ambassador is doing this for. He has his own goals and his own ambition in order to further his own plans for his own interests, and he's willing to sell his people out to further his own goals and plans by forming an alliances with powerful Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, and as well as powerful and as a group, and by forming an alliance with a powerful group of supervillains known as the Order of the Five to further his own plans and his own interests. The Universal Heroes are unaware of that, but they're not completely unaware of that. As well, he made a new alliance with the founders, with the Dark King and Dark Gray and Dark Witch Boy and Mr. X and Silverface, and Red Boy. And Queen Ivy. He made an alliance with those group of supervillains known as the founders in order to further his own plan and his own interests, and also the organization's interest as well in helping the founders conquer many worlds and many planets across the stars and across the galaxy, which was part of their plan. He supplied them with more crystal technologies and more destructive technologies as part of their deal, as in the deal that was part of the deal. The Dark King was supplying him with more followers and more people in order to live in the over universe as part of their deal, and also to fighting the AI queen and the robots who come from the robotic universe as part of the agreement. And that is exactly the deal. Guys, the over universe is the Milky Way of its own, houses many worlds and many planets. Far away, meaning far away, in other words, far away from the fringes of the known universe, and far away and separate from the sacred universe, the golden universe, the Mixel, robotics, and the star universe. Far away from those universes. Literally far away. Completely far away. So I all hope you guys enjoyed this episode and this great episode. Tomorrow we'll be speaking another different episode, and I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed evening, and as well as an afternoon and a night. See you tomorrow. Bye.